Right now, beneath your feet, something is disappearing. You cannot see it, you cannot hear it. But it is running out, and when it is gone forever. We are talking about groundwater, the water stored in ancient underground rock formations called aquifers. Water that took thousands, sometimes millions of years to accumulate, and we are draining it in decades. But here is the twist, friends. This is not some distant future problem. This is happening right now, today, in the farms feeding your family, in the cities where your relatives live, in the rivers that no longer reach the sea. The wells are already going dry. The question is, how much time do we actually have left? Let me show you exactly how bad this has become. Picture the state of Punjab, India's breadbasket, the region that feeds over 1 billion people. Satellite data from NASA, yes, NASA, shows that Punjab's water table has been dropping by nearly 1 meter every single year, 1 meter every year, gone. Farmers are now drilling 400, 500, even 600 feet deep just to find water that used to sit 30 feet below the surface. Pay attention to that number, friends. 30 feet to 600 feet in one generation. And Punjab is not alone, not even close. In the United States, beneath the flat plains of Kansas, Nebraska, and Texas, sits the Ogallala Aquifer, one of the largest freshwater reserves on Earth. It took 6 million years to fill. American agriculture depends on it. 30% of all groundwater pumped in the entire United States comes from this single aquifer. And right now, in the southern sections, it is 80% depleted. Some Kansas counties have less than 25 years of water remaining. 25 years. Now, see the twist in the story, friends. The Ogallala does not meaningfully recharge. Rain falls, but the geology is wrong. The water does not filter back down fast enough. What took 6 million years to build, we will drain in roughly 150 years total. We are in the final stretch of that countdown right now. But there is another angle here that almost nobody is talking about. In the Middle East, the situation is not approaching collapse. It has already arrived. Saudi Arabia once had vast underground aquifers, fossil water, ancient reserves with essentially zero recharge rate. In the 1980s, Saudi Arabia decided to become self-sufficient in wheat. Noble idea. They pumped the aquifers dry to do it. By 2016, they had abandoned the program entirely. The water was simply gone. A country that tried to feed itself has now surrendered that dream permanently. That water is not coming back. Not in our lifetime. Not in our children's lifetime. The question is, who else is walking that same road right now? Iran, Pakistan, Northern China, Mexico, Spain. All of them are drawing groundwater far faster than it can be replaced. The scientific term is groundwater overdraft. In plain language, it means spending money you do not have, except instead of debt, you get collapse. And here is what collapse actually looks like, friends. It is not dramatic. It does not announce itself. It looks like a farmer in Rajasthan abandoning his field because the pump pulls up nothing but mud. It looks like a city in Yemen where taps run dry 3 weeks out of every month. It looks like food prices spiking globally because aquifer-dependent farms in California's Central Valley, which produces 1/3 of America's vegetables, start going fallow. One region's water crisis becomes your grocery bill within a single growing season. But the biggest twist of this entire story, we have known about this for decades. Researchers published warnings in the 1970s. Government agencies ran the models. The data has been there. And the response, friends, has been almost nothing. Because groundwater is invisible, because the crisis builds slowly, because the politicians who would need to act are not the ones who will face the consequences. The reckoning belongs to the next generation. And that is precisely why it keeps getting ignored. So what do? Some countries are starting. India launched groundwater regulation frameworks. Some US states are finally restricting aquifer extraction, drip irrigation, crop switching, managed aquifer recharge. These tools exist. They work, but they require political will and urgency. that currently does not match the scale of the emergency. Here's the truth, friends: water is not a resource, it is the foundation beneath every other resource. Food, energy, cities, civilization, all of it sits on top of water. When the foundation cracks, everything above it cracks too. The wells are going dry. The science is unambiguous. The only real question left is whether we treat this like the emergency it actually is, before the choice is taken away from us entirely. Share this. Talk about it. The water beneath our feet is running out, and silence is not a solution.